campaign support initiative, and of course the Transformation Ambassadors of Nigeria, the Directorate of Youth Mobilization, Presidential Campaign Organization. They are all on ground, also on ground in large numbers, and members of the National Union of Teachers, members of the National Union of Road Transport Workers, all here to support the presidency of Dr. Goodluck Ebele Jonathan.
University of Yes, President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan gave us. We never knew that we have a federal university. He gave us a federal university. He's doing the road between, he has already paid for the road between Ekiti and Ekiti, and between Ekiti and Akure. And he gave us Polytechnic in Ondo State. 2 new parts in Lagos. Lagos Ibadan Expressway. And so many projects I can keep on going and going and going. Everybody go for Ekiti. Are you going to vote for President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan? Are you going to vote for President Goodluck Jonathan? Vote for President Goodluck Jonathan so that Oshopo can continue his good work. PDP! Power! Power, Amade! Power, Ebele! Good luck. PDP! Mr. President, it is now the time for me to introduce and invite to the microphone one of the most dynamic, forceful, convincing and courageous leaders that we have in the southwestern part of this country and indeed Nigeria. He is a man that cannot be intimidated by any individual or circumstance, and a great pride to the PDP and our generation. A man that has fought against all odds and that keeps coming out on top. I call to the microphone Governor Ayo Fayose of Ekiti State. Ayo Fayose Oshokomole, the man who said PDP will not die in the southwest. The man who started the revolution. The man who did it, Oshokomole. Governor Peter Ayo Fayose, the dynamic young man. When you see him, you know those who are going to work with Jonathan. Those who understand the language of Jonathan. Ekiti has taken a decision to take the Goodluck. If you go and take B can mean anything, and normally bad luck starts with B. Ekiti has chosen Goodluck, and we welcome today Oshokomole, the governor of Ekiti State. Your Excellency, my own president, the sitting president of Nigeria, the incoming president of Nigeria, Your Excellency, the Vice President. Just face the mic. Just face it. Okay. Thank you. Your Excellency, Vice President, my own Chairman, let me observe all protocols because of time. Again, the good people of Ekiti State, I thank you for yesterday. I appreciate you for giving me the opportunity to send these people packing by 16 goals to nothing. In our history, if we were to be in the Bible days or the Quran days, my name would have been in the Bible as the first Ekiti son to be elected twice in the history of Ekiti State. The first Ekiti son Nigerian politicians to defeat an incumbent in all. Ẹ̀yin èèyàn mi tó wà níta, ẹ wọlé, let them come in. Allow the people to come in. The security should make way for them to come in, please. There's so many people there. Please, the security, the CP, please assist us to allow these people to come in. Okay. Your Excellency, I said if you were to be the Bible day, the first Nigerian to defeat two incumbents at 2 attempts, and to defeat them in all the 16 local government areas. 158 wards out of 177 wards. Your Excellency, I was privileged to serve when you served. Today I am back. I said I am back. One, to defend your cause. To defend your cause. You are too presidential for them. You are too gentlemanly for them. You are a president who does not want to hurt a fly. Your opponents, they are people that would decide they use unorthodox means to do their own game. They don't obey the rules of the game. Your Excellency, have you not noticed? Have you not realized that it is easy to criticize? It is too easy to criticize. When they criticize you, I just laugh. They have nothing to offer. All they want is that seat. They want to use Buhari as shield. When a supposed president, somebody wants to be president, he say, I have been trying my best to put an economic thing together. I will put. I want what.
You're still watching the live broadcast of the presidential campaign rally here in Ekiti State, the Oluyemi Kayode Stadium in Ekiti State. We've had several speakers, and right about now, the governor of Ekiti State, Dr. Ayo Fayose, is making a speech. You can see the crowd paying attention. And like Benedicta earlier said, we have several support groups on ground here. We have the Goodluck campaign group, Ekiti State chapter, the National Coalition for Jonathan's presidency, Women for Change representatives are also here, and the House-to-House campaign support initiative, and of course, the Transformation Ambassadors of Nigeria.
Your Excellency, anybody who wants to be the president of this country must have the necessary qualifications. Your Excellency, the APC of Nigeria, so they say they call themselves. They said I don't have certificates. They shouted. They went to the Polytechnic of Ibadan. They went to my primary school. They went to my secondary school to take photocopy of the forms I submitted. They go to the court on the 22nd of December last year. The court told them they are liars and propagandists. Your Excellency, I told the president before I started, his governor speaking now. This is governor. If you are in a hurry, this is the governor. Yes, sir. on. This our president is a gentleman, but he is not spoiled like us. We are here. Give me my primary six certificate. My primary six certificate. Give me now. My primary six. This is my primary six living school certificate. This is my school set. Oliver Baptist High School, Oyo. This is my national diploma. This is my higher national diploma. This is my NYSC certificate. Let General Buhari flaunt his certificate if he's got any. The whole world are no more. They are no more doing analog. We don't want an analog president. The APC must be sincere enough, and I want you to listen to this. To declare the state of the health of General Buhari, because
PDP presidential rally, campaign rally in Ekiti, Ekiti State. The train had been to Enugu, to Ibadan in Oyo State, Abeokuta, Ogun State. It was earlier in the day in Osogbo, Osun State, and now in Ekiti. A large crowd of party supporters here at the Oluyemi Kayode Stadium to support the candidacy of President Goodluck Jonathan in the February 14 election. The President is here live at the stadium, accompanied by the Vice President, Architect Namadi Sambo, PDP National Chairman Alhaji Adamu Muazu, DOT Chairman Tony Aneni, and other party leaders, all here at the stadium in continuation of the presidential campaign rally.
if you are now bombing every day, you must expect the repercussion if you are not careful. There is nobody who has monopoly of violence. When they realize we got them about this their violence, yesterday they started preaching peace. Who knows everything waiting they happen for road? The economy of this country, we knew what happened when Niger Delta struck. We don't want them to strike. We want them to complete their tenure peacefully, and the North will take over from there. It is not them that will determine, it's not actually that will determine who becomes president. It is Nigeria. Let me close by saying this. My president, please, National Deputy National Chairman, let the president hear this one. Let the president hear this one, I beg you in the name of God. Let him hear this one. Every day they wake up, they accuse this president of corruption, of not doing anything about corruption. You will come and see how pot is calling kettle black. The president's power stopped when he called an arrest of anyone suspected to be committing crime. It is not presidential to go and mortal judiciary to sentence people to prison. It is not presidential. This corruption you are talking about, I'm a member of PDP, I was charged to court. A lot of PDP members were charged to court. What are they talking about? We know what happened at the Salami Gate, how they did a backdoor, and they are claiming holier than thou. Who is corrupting who? Corruption is an endemic, like terror. When you watch the TV about what happened happened in France. All the leaders of the world came together to fight terror and to fight corruption. These other people will politicize it. They will be politicizing it. As if Jonathan is the one killing in the north. As if Jonathan is the one throwing bombs. Let me make it very clearly. It is the responsibility of everybody to fight terror and to fight corruption. It is easy to criticize. Jonathan has done his best. Let me tell you again, I said it when you came to raise up my hand here, that this election is as good as won. Again, Your Excellency, it might not be like the margin of the 2011. You are going to defeat them. Go and prepare to secure the country. They are preaching violence. They are not the only author of violence. They should take it easy. Let me round up by saying this clearly, that Chief Olusegun Obasanjo does not represent the voice of the Yoruba nation. General Chief Olusegun Obasanjo does not represent the voice of the Yoruba nation. I listened to Oba of Lagos. He was able to say it expressly clear. He was able to identify those who are corrupt. He was able to identify the character in this country. If you are accusing Jonathan as corrupt, how did we come about the 50 million you shared during the third term? How did we come about the library? May God help all of us. Mr. President, we have lions in the West, and Governor Fayose is one of those lions. Kiniuni Fayose Oshokomole. Mr. President, he is not the only lion in the Southwest. We are truly blessed because we have many thoughtful and courageous leaders here. In Lagos, we have people like Obani Koro. In Ogun State, we have people like Benga Daniel. In Osun, we have people like Iola Omishore. In Ondo State, we have one of the most inspirational and thoughtful leaders of our generation in the person of Governor Mimiko, who will now share a few words with us. I want you to receive him well because he has represented us so well at the federal level in his state, and he is speaking on behalf of all the governors of the PDP of the Federation. I call to the microphone the great and undefeatable Iroko. PDP! Mr. President, Mr. Vice President, the Chairman of our great party, permit me to stand on existing protocol. It is Ekiti Keto. Mukiyo Ekuneo. Mr. President, it is my pleasure to have this opportunity to say one word this afternoon. Governor Fayose has just spoken and he's spoken well. One of the major issues of this campaign that will not go away until APC responds appropriately is the issue of integrity. They started by defining the major issues of this campaign, and they made corruption a major item on the issues that they enunciated for this campaign. Corruption starts from personal integrity. There's an issue on the table. The question I want to ask APC today, let us strip everything of all the politics. We deserve to know the answer as a nation so that we know the choices that we are making. The presidential candidate of APC Does he have a school certificate, a secondary school? Sweep it under the carpet. Because if a man stands up and says he will fight corruption, we must be sure of his personal integrity. The next question is this: if truly he does not have a certificate, did he swear to an affidavit that his certificate is with the military authorities? Those are questions that must be answered. They are very relevant to this presidential election. It is not about maligning everybody, it's about the core issue, that is integrity and character. Mr. President, the other issue I want us to know, it is not a coincidence that Ondo State and Ekiti State are today in PDP in the Southwest. Because we are the bastions of progressive politics in Nigeria, and our records are there, nobody can deny it. I want to say this, that we, Ekiti and Ondo, perhaps more than anybody in this country, we are qualified to define who is a progressive. And I want to say this: a progressive is somebody that expands opportunity of access to education. Obafemi Awolowo did it. He democratized access to education. Ebele Jonathan is doing it. More than any president in this country, he has increased the access to tertiary education in Nigeria. He is a progressive. A progressive is a president who empowers the woman. This very, very important gender that will drive development in this nation. I have it on record that more than any president in this country, President Ebele Jonathan has empowered the women folk in Nigeria. That makes him a progressive. A progressive is somebody who seeks way to bridge the gap between the have and the have-not. A progressive is somebody who enunciates the type of program and economy program that will empower those who are the lower rung of the ladder. President Jonathan instituted a micro and small scale fund, 220 billion, and he assigned 40% to the women of this country. That is progressive. For us in Ondo and Ekiti, we are going to vote for this progressive president. We are going to vote for this progressive president. And I say with authority that the whole of the Southwest, we are behind you, Mr. President. Those of us like Tam who say, who are for you are much more than those who are against you. The mainstream opinion in the Southwest is that we want a president that is educated. We want a president that is modern. We want a president that has a caring heart. We have a president that is compassionate. We have a president that is cool, even in the face of provocation. We want a president who can preside over an election, and his party will lose the election and he will congratulate the opposition. We want a president who is truly a Democrat. President, we are with you. Ekiti is with you. Ondo State is with you. Southwest is you. All progressives in Nigeria are with you. Right on Ebele Jonathan. Victory is yours. Victory is certain. And by the grace of Almighty God, we shall celebrate in February. God bless you.
Thank you very much. The great Iroko himself, Femi, will now do the needful.
PDP, Mr. President, it must be very clear to you that the support that you enjoy in the Southwest is massive. The most forceful governors are with you, the most forceful people are with you. And now all that is left for us to do is to call in, to come to the microphone, the great game changer and the one that has transformed the fortunes of our party. I am calling none other than Alhaji Ahmed Adamu Mauzu to come and say a few words. Please give him a great welcome and a great reception as he approaches the microphone. PDP! PDP!
Chairman is accompanied by the Deputy National Chairman, Total Chair Uche Secondus. Your Excellency, our dear leader and President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, the Vice President, Architect Mohammed Namadi Sambo, Your Excellency Baba Tony Anini, the Chairman of the Board of Trustees and the advisor to the campaign for President Goodluck Sambo 2015. Your Excellency, the Deputy National Chairman, Your Excellency, the National Secretary, Your Excellencies, my colleagues, members of the Working Committee, Your Excellency, our leader, our former chairman of the party, the Director General of the Presidential Campaign Organization, Colonel Ahmadu Ali, retired, certainly not tired from what I have seen. Your Excellency, the host governor, my Peter Ayodele Fayoshe, they call you Oshokomole. Our dear Zonal Presidential Campaign Coordinator for the Southwest of Geopolitical Zone, Governor Olusegun Mimiko, alias called Iroko of Ondo State, distinguished members of our party leadership, distinguished members of our great party, the PDP, distinguished invited guests, distinguished members of the press corps, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. PDP! PDP! Power to the people! I'm not telling you. Power to the woman! Power to our great Nigerian youth! Are you not there? Great Nigerian youth! Thank you. Well, I must, on behalf of our great party, your party, the People's Democratic Party, on behalf of all of us, thank all of you for this very great mammoth crowd that has greeted us as usual of Ekiti during our campaign. Today, we have come here once again to get your prayers, support for the president that you have elected 2011 and has demonstrated in so many ways that he is such a great leader. We've had under his able leadership a lot of developmental strides that has made this country much greater than we found it. For those of them who tell you Nigeria does not work, have you ever seen something becoming more successful and better without hard work? Have you? No.
No, I want your answer.
No.
Under his able leadership, the Nigerian economy is able to be the largest economy on the continent of Africa.
and it is growing. I want to assure you that under his able leadership, we've had and enjoyed a lot of development in so many ways and manners. So many of the speakers that have spoken have said so many things that you have known and have been emphasized. And I want to assure you, our president is a very capable man, is a very able man. Despite his humility, he is being able to do a lot for people that are only courageous, that are able to do such. I want to assure you that when you give the chance of the leadership of this country 2015 by the special grace of God to our President Goodluck Jonathan, you will see a lot more developmental strides that will come 2015 to 2019 by the grace of God. I want to assure you, your President is highly educated. He is an enlightened President. He is cosmopolitan. Our President does his job with a lot of diligence, humility, with a lot of patience. I want to assure you that it is due to the tolerance of our President that today we do not have any political opponent that is in exile or that is in jail. Because of the freedom this young and dynamic president has brought, that is why we have an absolutely free press. Even when they say what is not true against him, none of them is in jail. None of them is in detention. This is the freedom we all are looking for, and we have gotten it, so we don't need to go any further. Indeed, this is time for you to demonstrate the goodwill that has been demonstrated by our president to you, so that you'll be able to make sure that you get Nigeria cracking once again. I want to thank you for listening to all of us. I want to thank you for everything. As you say in Yoruba, it's your honor. I want to thank you for yesterday, because you really voted for my son. Therefore, it is with absolute humility that I have the great honor and pleasure to invite our leader, our president, the man that you are waiting for, to come and speak to you. Thank you, and may the Almighty God bless you.
President Goodluck Jonathan, Ekiti, ààrẹ fúra Ekiti, àní tó bá ti yá ẹ̀dá kan ó bá ti yá. Láti ọ̀pọ̀ kájọ lẹ́rù pé wọ́n ti lè rìn wá pápá o. Ẹ̀kúnyàyà o, láti lẹ́rù jẹ́ àní tó bá ti yá. Ọjọ́ ọmọ Yorùbá láwọn òbí ilé ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó, ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́, ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀ṣun, ìpínlẹ̀ Ògùn. Jonathan, Ekiti dé Ekiti dé. Ààrẹ tí a Jona, Ekiti dé Ekiti dé. Àní tó bá ti yá, ẹ̀dá lọ tó bá ti yá. Yàtọ̀ kájọ lọ́rùn tó.
I thank all of you. Thank you. Security people should not worry them now. This place is high. The national chairman of our great party, Alhaji Adamu Mwanzo, thank you for your leadership. The chairman of our board of trustees, Chief Tony Hanini, our leader, and the advisor of the presidential campaign organization. My dear Vice President, Architect Lamani Sambo, thank you for partnering with me. Let me certainly appreciate the Director General of the campaign organization, Dr. Ahmadu Ali, our dear governors, our host governor, the governor of Ekiti State, Oshokomole, and our dear governor, who is also the zonal coordinator of our campaign organization, the governor of Ondo State, the Iroko himself. Members of the National Working Committee of our party, members of our board of trustees, and other very senior members of our party here with us, members of the National Assembly, members of the Federal Executive Council, dear party leaders, our great women and great youth of this great Ekiti State. Ekiti Keteo! I thank you. First and foremost, let me sincerely appreciate our young people, and I've mentioned it in Lagos, that we flagged up our campaign, that this year our campaign is for the young people, especially those of you who are voting for the first time, those of you between 18 years and probably 23 years, because a number of people are out to deceive us. We have been following politicians in the 60s, politicians in the 80s, 90s, 80s, politicians today. And you remember there is one popular artist, I think it's Tony Wilson. You remember Tony Wilson? Maybe some of you were not born when he sang his song. His popular song that normally goes this way. So that politician is a man of many words, going to so many places, talking to so many people, telling so many lies. So that Tony Wilson song tried to portray the politician as somebody who will see black and call it white and see red and call it blue. But our leadership and the PDP government is redefining politics. We are saying as a politician, you must tell people what you believe in. You cannot deceive Nigerians. You cannot be a hypocrite. If we say this is blue, it is blue. If we say it is white, it is white. If I say I'll do this, if I'm unable to do it, I explain to you why I was unable to do it. I am not to deceive Nigerians. I will not deceive Nigerians. For Ekiti State, I thank all of you because not too long ago we were here in Ekiti State to present Ayo Fayose, your own person. And you accepted us. You voted for him. And we have to thank you very sincerely. And we promise that we will work with Ayo Fayose to improve Ekiti State. I have to thank you very sincerely. And let me also, before Ayo Fayose's election, we are here also in 2011. We presented ourselves to you, and you voted for us, and we won the election. And within this period that we have been in office, we have also demonstrated that we have done such little things, and I will go to that. Ekiti State was created 1st October 1996. Bayelsa State was created 1st October 1996. So Bayelsa State and Ekiti State were created at the same time. And if you look at all the states created at that time, Bayelsa State, Ekiti State, Ebonyi State, Nasarawa State, Zamfara State, and Gombe State. These were 6 states created, the last states that were created. And I know as a Bayelsan, these last states were not even given any grants. And these last states have been suffering. And I know because I was the first elected deputy governor of Bayelsa State. So the problems of Ekiti are just like the problems of Bayelsa State. And I will not need any of you to come and ask me before I'll do it. Ekiti State is known to be what we call maybe academic excellence, the fountain of knowledge. Outside the Ekiti State, those of us who are outside the Ekiti State, we believe that every family of Ekiti State has 1 or 3 professors. But are you not surprised that you never had a federal government university? You have produced vice chancellors to so many universities, deputy vice chancellors to so many universities, deans of faculties to so many universities, heads of departments to so many universities, senior lecturers to so many universities, lecturer 1 to so many universities, assistant lecturer to so many universities, graduate assistant to so many universities, but you never had 1 single federal university. And I felt it was not right. Ekiti people did not come to ask me, but I believe that what is right is right. And that's why we gave a federal university to Ekiti State. And that is the style of this administration. But let me appreciate Ekiti State because we are talking about academic excellence. You have produced most of the great brains that have produced people in this country. Most other people believe that either you are taught by a product of either you are taught by a lecturer who is a citizen of Ekiti State, or you are taught by a lecturer who was taught by a citizen of Ekiti State. So you have contributed so much to knowledge, and that's why in this gathering we can appreciate people like Professor J.F. Ajayi, the historian of blessed memory, Professor Sam Aluko, the economist from this great state, people like Professor Ni Osundari, a literary giant that recently I honored him. He got the National Order of Merit Award, and it can go on and on and on. So this is a state that has produced people. Alfred Babanola, I have to thank him, not just being a knowledgeable person, made his mark, but he has also been able to build a private university. And that is why the federal government is even partnering with him to give him a teaching hospital that the federal government will furnish to teach our students. So just like as I mentioned, I'm in Ekiti State. I will not want to enumerate projects we have done. I've mentioned that you don't need to ask me. When we are coming for Fire State's presentation, we drove from Akure down to Ekiti, and I noticed that no, that road needs to be resurfaced, and we promise that we are going to do that road. Also, there is a road that have been drifted properly. The Ekiti Ifaki Road. It's a road that the state government was working in conjunction with the federal government, but the arrangement was not too straightforward, and the project got stalled. I promise you that luckily it's their own son that is the Minister of State for Works. We are going to do that road for the Ekiti people. We know very clearly that most of these great professors that were produced by Ekiti State, they were trained by their fathers. People of 50 years or less 60 years and above, they were trained by their fathers and their mothers, because Ekiti people are great farmers, very hard-working great farmers, and they use that money to train their students, and that is why you have more professors than any other state. At a time, you have more professors than, I can say, almost 50% of the country, Ekiti alone. And we believe now that we must continue to encourage farming. Not the farming that was done by our forefathers, not the farming that was done by my mother and my grandmother, but farming, what we call commercial farming, a complete value chain in the agri sector, where young men and women will farm with modern equipment, so that we create the next set of millionaires and billionaires through farming. Of course, if you look at what is happening today, the cocoa is coming back. We are producing 3 times the quantity of cocoa we used to produce before. We are producing 3 times the quantity of cassava we used to produce before. And on, because of our agricultural revolution plan. Farmers are now getting fertilizers and other agro inputs directly, using the electronic wallet. So all this corruption in the farming sector, the federal government and state government used to pump so much money in, and the money will just disappear, and less than 10% of the fertilizers and other inputs we get to farmers is a thing of the past. And that is, I always say, that is the way you will even fight corruption. You must create a system using the electronic method, IT method. You must use IT to prevent crime. You use IT to prevent corruption. And that fertilizer area is one area that we have succeeded. And we'll do that in all sectors of our economy. We are also building a 100,000 metric ton capacity silo, because we believe that our farmers must have where to store their grains. When we buy grains from the farmers, we must store and bring out when we need. And Ekiti State is also getting that from Minister of Agriculture. I can go on mentioning things done by through the MDGs, the Millennium Development Goals, through the TED Fund, the Tertiary Education Fund, the tertiary institutions, through the power sector, and also our own relationship with the World Bank. We have done a number of things. Microcredit have been mentioned that the CBN, the federal government, doing together. We are creating opportunities for young men and women to be in position to even employ others. I will say that this government believes in education, and if we believe in education, so many young men and women will be entering the labor market every year. And we know that about an average of about 1.8 million Nigerians are entering the labor market every year. And that's why we have set up a machinery, what we call the Presidential Job Board, headed by the Vice President, made up of government functionaries and the private sector. If it is only government, we'll say no, they are deceiving us. But our top businessmen and women are members of the Presidential Job Board, and they are totally committed to creating at least 2 million jobs every year. And they are working hard, because if we educate our children, we must also create jobs for them. But in addition to just creating jobs for them, we believe that the next generation of Nigerians must be job creators. We want the young people to create jobs for people. We don't want them to depend on only others employing them. They should be answered Oga. They should be called Oga and answered by others. And that is why we brought this concept of you win. The young people know about it. You send in your proposal, the neutral board will assess it, your feasibility, and if they will assess it And if you convince them they can do a business, they give you a grant. It's not a loan, you don't pay back. We have given 3 rounds, and we have seen what they are doing. Some of you have made, some young Nigerians are already producing and packaging things that are very neat and very good. Some of them are already having markets even outside Nigeria. In the next 5 years or so, so many of these young people will be exporting their products. These will be, they will now become the next Dangotes and the big names we are hearing. We are also going into agriculture also. We are encouraging young men and women to go into commercial agriculture, not the agriculture that we know about. Agriculture that you become a millionaire, a billionaire. Commercial agriculture that will be assisted with modern equipment, using modern technology to farm, what we call the agropreneurs. Of course, you know the Minister of Agriculture that is working with us now has been the best Minister of Agriculture from 1999 that I came into government, I know. And is working very hard. Of course, it's her own son, though it's not from Ekiti, but it's from a neighboring state, Ogun State. And is working very hard, creating young millionaires, young graduates that are already millionaires doing agribusiness. So these young people will even add to our own commitment to create jobs. So our target of 2 million jobs every year will surely meet, because we have diversified the economy and we believe that we'll get that target. I said that we don't just promise. Whatever we mention, ask us, what have you done within this period? And we can tell you exactly what we have done. We cannot deceive you. We don't believe that a politician must be defined by Tony Wilson music, that must go to so many places, talk to so many people, telling so many lies. We are another breed of politicians that will be going to so many places, telling so many people about what we are doing, the truth and nothing but the truth. PDP! PDP! Ekiti State is a great state. Ekiti State is the fountain of knowledge. We'll work with you to improve the economy of this state and improve the academics. I thank you all.
We stand still for the national anthem of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
President Goodluck Jonathan capping the PDP presidential campaign rally in Ekiti. The president there outlined for the Ekiti people his government's program, which stands on the fulcrum of a 7-point agenda covering education, health, power, agriculture, transportation, and youth empowerment. The president and all speakers at this rally have made it clear to the people the need for continuity. That is how we conclude the live broadcast brought to you by the NTA. On behalf of the entire OB crew here in Ekiti and Abuja, we thank you for watching.
Then I go be your rascal. To say you be brother, then I go be your nutter. To say you be DA, then I go be your sugar. But now when you be my TV, then you are good to wash it. Follow, follow, for gonna be it. Follow, follow, for gonna be it. Follow, follow, for gonna be it. Follow, for gonna wash it. See, you can television. It can take you further. For the best information, news, subject and sport music. We are so educative. Entertainment now we be the best all over the
To you out there, and welcome on this week's edition of GNext, coming to you from Ekiti channel 41 in